Coming up, Jonathan and Pristine visit Cuba in search of the Caribbean's healthiest reefs. Welcome to Jonathan Bird's Blue World.
The Caribbean Sea, known around the world as a scuba diving paradise. But within the Caribbean, there's a magical place where the reefs and marine life are so healthy they look like the Caribbean of 30 years ago. This place is called Jardines de la Reina, Gardens of the Queen. Located on the south side of Cuba, Gardens of the Queen is an archipelago of small islands surrounded by a massive marine protected area. Since 2010, these islands and their waters have been protected as a national park, creating some of the healthiest reefs in the Caribbean.
We made it.
Hola, mis amigos. Estamos aquí en Cuba.
Pristine and I arrive in Cuba to find that the reefs are not the only thing out of the past. Old cars are everywhere. Our journey from the airport to the boat starts on a bus. But we soon find that all manner of vehicles share the roads here. After a long bus ride, we arrive at the Jardines Aggressor live-aboard dive yacht. Without delay, we set up our gear for the morning and enjoy some dinner. Then we settle into our cabin.
So you probably want to know what it's like to be in a cabin in a liveaboard. And I'm in my bunk right now, so I'm going to give you the perspective, the bunk view perspective.
Hi!
We have one bunk down there, one bunk up here.
And real bathroom. Big shower.
So there it is.
The Jardines Aggressor is a 135-foot-long dive boat that will serve as our floating hotel, dive shop, and restaurant for a whole week of adventure. Our morning begins with a naturalist lecture.
Here at the Gardens of the Queen, the only mangroves that you can appreciate in the first line of the coast is the red mangrove.
Then it's finally time to go for a dive. Christine's getting the gear ready while I set up the cameras. Then we analyze the nitrox.
66. All right. We are good. The nitrox is analyzed.
We dive off smaller boats while the liveaboard stays parked in a convenient spot. At last, our boat pushes off on our first adventure. The protected waters around the Gardens of the Queen are calm.
So, pre-dive, what are you hoping to see?
Large schools of fish.
Large schools of fish.
Yeah.
All right, we're going for large schools of fish.
Yep.
Woohoo! Heads up.
Yeah.
We start out the dive with our entire group. But soon, Pristine and I venture off in search of those schools of fish. And it doesn't take long before we find tons of fish. In many parts of the Caribbean, it's hard to find a big school of blue-striped grunts like this one. The fact is that an expanding world population has fished the reefs of the Caribbean so heavily that you only find big schools like this in marine protected areas where people are not allowed to fish. The good thing about divers is all we take are pictures. As I film one school of fish, suddenly another school swims by for a look. Trevally jacks surround me, totally unafraid. They're used to divers and know they're safe here. Sharks are a really good indicator of a healthy, balanced ecosystem. As the top predators, they serve an important role in regulating fish populations by eating the sick and the weak. Often targeted for the illegal international shark fin trade, Caribbean reef sharks have a tough time avoiding fishermen in many places. Furthermore, sometimes there are not enough fish for them to eat. But here, the shark population thrives. In many places, they need to use bait to get the sharks to come close. But in the Gardens of the Queen, the sharks seem naturally curious. Then, a Goliath grouper comes to visit. Nobody's feeding him. He's just curious. He's also sneaky. Fish don't make much noise, and some of the divers don't even know he's watching them. When he begins following Pristine, she has no idea that he's right beneath her. But I don't want her to miss the opportunity. His patience pays off with a chin rub. A smaller one comes over to investigate me. Is that a big yawn? Or a burp? Maybe she finds my lights curious. Goliath groupers can reach 8 feet long and 800 pounds, so this is a small one. But these fish are not common on most reefs anymore. When she decides to scoot, she makes a thump I can not only hear but feel. Then I find a green moray eel. She has a contingent of cleaner fish picking the parasites from her skin. It's the ocean equivalent of a morning shower. Christine and I continue looking for subjects and soon find a school of surgeonfish. They're algae grazers and form an important part of the ecosystem. In the strong sunlight, algae grow like crazy. Without the surgeonfish eating it, algae can actually smother the reef and kill the coral. So these fish do a lot to help the reef. Our tanks are getting low, so it's time to start making our way back to the boat. Then back to the Aggressor for lunch.
So the best part about this is the hot shower.
Well, it's sunset, and we're going on a night dive, and I'm hoping to film an octopus or something really cool, so we'll see what we get.
It's not quite dark when we hit the water, so a few of the daytime fish are still hanging around, but not for long. Soon we start to see urchins crawling out of their daytime hiding spots. Their long, sharp spines keep them safe from most predators. Soon, I find a thing that looks like a giant cockroach. It's a slipper lobster, which is a much better name than giant cockroach. These lobsters don't have any big claws or pointy antennae for defense like other lobsters. Instead, they have a really thick shell. They're like a little walking tank. The next day, we go ashore for a land excursion in the national park. The attractions here are the local hutillas. These adorable rodents look like a cross between a squirrel and a raccoon. Enticed with a little melon, they'll come up close for a look. It's questionable if this is a good idea, but both the hutillas and the tourists seem to like it. The iguanas are not about to be left out of the feeding frenzy, though.
What, it's too dirty for you now? What, you turning up your nose at it?
But nothing goes to waste.
It's amazing, this hermit crab knows it's there. Like, it can smell it.
The land hermit crabs come out from everywhere.
It's all hermit crabs action. What's up, you guys? Oh, you're the best buddy.
That afternoon, we head out for another dive. I come across a nurse shark just chilling on the sand. Eventually, I get too close and she moves on. In the sand between coral heads, a southern stingray really thinks she's very well camouflaged with a layer of sand on her body. But as I inch in closer, she eventually realizes she's been seen. At the end of the dive, I head up to the surface to find our boat surrounded by sharks. I guess for some people, this would be their worst nightmare. But for me, I can't believe my good luck. I stay in the water to film them as long as possible. There are two species here, Caribbean reef sharks and silky sharks. These two species are not normally seen together. Reef sharks like to hang around, well, you guessed it, reefs. But silky sharks like the open ocean. With the boat moored here in 50 feet of water, we're close enough to both habitats that the sharks mingle. Eventually, they tell me it's time to go, so I have to get out of the water.
So many nice sharks. I can stay down there all day and film sharks. They're so beautiful. I love them. But alas, they're making me come in.
At the end of another great day of diving, we head back to the Aggressor. The Gardens of the Queen are the perfect example of what happens when the ocean gets the protection it desperately needs. Within the borders of a marine protected area, the fish and coral reefs thrive. Sharks abound on every dive. It's like the Caribbean was 30 years ago. Imagine what we could do if 30% of the oceans were protected like the Gardens of the Queen. I imagine it would go a long way to the restoration of the blue world. Hey everyone! We just released Call of the Dolphins, a new film for IMAX and giant screen theaters. Check the website to see if it's playing near you.